Last session, the group of you fought the big tree, and through the use of grenades, golems, and lots of fire, you subdued the tree and destroyed it. You are free to explore as you see fit.
Penelope wants to find the phone. Echo, you said there was a phone in this castle, right?
Yes, the master from the Fourth War had one installed during his time here, and we never really took it out. It's up next to the master bedroom.
Okay, cool. How do I get there, and can I use it?
I don't mind if you use it, and yes, it's on the 5th floor. We can get there from the main staircase inside. Well, there's a giant tree blocking a few of the entrances, but I think we could get around it and head up. Kwaku is just checking out the tree, and he's cutting some chunks out of it. Might be able to use these for something good later. Raps is helping with this task by just breaking big chunks out of it.
Oh yeah, Kwaku, before I head upstairs.
Yes?
Are you capable of making instruments?
I should be able to, as long as I have something comparable to compare against. So if you have a normal instrument and you would like another one similar to it made, I could do that.
Save some of that for me then, because I have a job for you, sir.
I will be sure to harvest something sufficient for you. I'm actually going to get as much as I can before this thing shrivels up.
I'll leave you to it. Stepping around the tree.
Right, Echo's gonna follow you. She's gonna stop over here for a second first. That makes more sense.
So, is he okay?
Oh no, he's quite crushed. More importantly, his core is missing, which is better than finding it crushed, I suppose. My guess would be that he removed it before he came out here. That would buy him some time, at least. If we can find out where his core ended up, we should be able to build him a new body and reactivate him. I guess keep an eye out for a strange metal device about the size of a human heart. So if you're trying to get in, the easiest way would probably be to go straight ahead.
I guess I'll follow.
This is the 5th floor. This is where the masters of the castle lived when they were here. The throne room is over there. She points to the right. But where we're going with the phone is this way. Welcome to the master bedroom. All right, now we'll head through the dressing room. Since you're wandering around and looking, there's a lot of clothes in here that might actually fit you.
Just gonna start rifling through the rack.
Doing so, you will find one familiar outfit because you observed a small girl who was stuck outside with a bunch of wolves wearing it. There's actually a lot of them. There's a lot of red and white outfit. Variety of things. They're all nice. Like, they're very soft.
Just gonna poke her head out the door. Whose clothes are these? They're cute.
Those belong to Master Ilya's field on Einzbern. She went off to the Grail War last year and did not return, so I would wager. Feel free. All right, up here's the living room. You can find the phone in the privacy closet beyond it. Okay, so walking into the big room, as was described, it's a living room. There are actually sofas, lots of seats. It's wide open space, nice rugs. Over this way, there's a door that's closed. As you walk by it, it feels slightly more humid than where you were before.
Just gonna try the doorknob.
Oh yeah, it's not locked. You open the door, and you see something that could best be described as an indoor grotto. There's lots of plants. There's like a small makeshift pond. It's really pretty, actually. It seems to be incredibly well maintained, and as you open the door and you step in, you feel a little bit more humidity, like almost like you're stepping into another climate.
I'm gonna poke her head back out the door and be like, "Oh, let's go check this out!"
Be right there.
Yeah, come look at this.
What an interesting thing to find in a castle.
I know, right? Oh my god, Echo, what is this room? What is this?
For Annis checking the room, this place actually has some familiarity to you because it reminds you of when you were learning druidic crafts and things like that. It gives you the vibe that you had when you were out in the woods and you were studying. There's a certain geomancy to the room. Like, you can't make out what exactly it's aiming for, but this is very deliberate. This isn't just random nature for the sake of nature. Echo sort of speaks up and goes, this grotto was put in by one of the previous masters. I believe it was meant to be in service to the Fae. We haven't done much with it since the golem took over. Long, long ago, when this castle was run by humans, they tried all manners of alchemy, which included reaching out to other entities and learning whatever they could from whatever they could. We maintained this out of respect. I believe the idea originally was to use this to contact the Fae and to get answers for our questions. I don't know if they ever actually did or not. A lot of the knowledge was unfortunately lost when the people left, and we've been focused pretty exclusively on recovering the third magic. Speaking as someone who also uses nature magic, I have found it to be a soothing place to visit from time to time. In fact, you can actually see a little bit more up here. And she pokes in and opens the door on the right to the north, which leads into a room that feels a bit more like a greenhouse. Like it's got way more light coming in through the windows.
Oh, we'll go check that out.
It's full of vegetables. It's a bit helpful when you can't really just call in for grocery delivery to grow some of your own food. So there's a bunch of plants here. They wouldn't normally all grow in the same climate, but it just seems to be working out. You've got a combination of tropical fruits. You've got tomatoes. There are all manners of root vegetables. While you're checking this out, you do notice there's this feeling that you had before from when you were redirecting the ley lines. The one that you could redirect away from the tree was going directly to the castle, but the other one was going down. This feels like the mana that you couldn't reach going that way, like maybe it went down and then doubled back up sharply into a specific part of the castle. It's sort of odd to you because ley lines are generally not things that go up or down so much as across the surface of the world. As a druid, you've seen a spell do this before. It's something that's called plant growth. In the meta, it's a 3rd level spell that apparently the spell was cast at some point in history and the connection to the ley line has just kept it up. Like someone found a way to use the ley line to essentially increase the duration indefinitely. If that's a thing that you could learn how to use, that would definitely help out your potion crafting. Out the windows to the top, you can see the lake. So like the lake is off in that direction. Meanwhile, for Penelope's sake, the phone is located in that room on the top right. All right, so in here you find a rotary phone. Thankfully, you're old enough to know how to use those.
Oh boy, I haven't seen one of these in a while. So she's just gonna try and dial her manager's number.
It does have a dial tone when you pick it up. This is a working phone. A rotary phone is probably the only kind of phone that would work without power. Okay, so you're dialing them up?
Yep.
All right, so after a few rings, you finally get a click.
Hello?
Oh my god, hi! Hello!
Penelope, is that you?
It's me!
You're alive. Where are you? Are you okay? Are you safe?
Sort of, yes? I mean, I'm not dead.
I haven't heard from you since the train. That was days ago. What's going on?
Yeah, I know. Okay, so it's really weird and kind of bonkers, but, and then she just, like, basically gives him the whole story.
Okay.
Start to now.
Okay, right. So, people on the train, that's bad. A saloon, that's weird. Yeehaw chili, interesting. And so statues, right? Okay, a bird, a strange bird, right? Elementals, what? That's special. There were more statues. There's a homunculi woman, a witch, possibly. Okay, and then there were ghosts, and then you saw the past, maybe. But now you're in a castle, and also there was a giant tree, and you killed it with grenades.
Yeah. And I found a passport.
And you found well, I'm glad you found a passport, but I already got you one of those. You shouldn't need someone else's. Anyway, no, so you're in a castle.
Yeah.
I'm glad you killed a tree with grenades. That's a story that I didn't expect to hear from you, but given your life and the stories that you've told me before, I believe all of this.
Yeah.
I tracked your phone, and I'm currently near what I believe you said was a saloon. Do you want me to find you in the castle?
That might not be the best idea. If you just hang out at the saloon, tell Gunter you're with us.
Well, as long as you're safe, I'll stay at the saloon. It's good that you're not touring right now. That would be very inconvenient, but we have time, and it sounds like you've got stories to tell. Maybe you can write a song about it.
Yeah. So yeah. Just wanted to make sure you knew I wasn't dead.
I'm very glad you're not dead. In fact, actually, it's good you got off when you did, because those people that were waiting to jump you when you arrived at the actual intended destination, they were arrested. Apparently there were terrorists who were planning on doing something horrible in Cologne, but someone anonymously tipped off that they were coming, and they were rounded up in advance.
Huh.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to, when I get to the saloon, I'll give your regards to this Gunter fellow. I will get a room, and I will wait for you to come back, but if I don't hear from you, I'm gonna add this number to my phone. It's a strange number, by the way. Let me know when you're coming, and I will meet you wherever you need to go. I'll have the car waiting for you.
Okay, cool. I will let you know.
Very good then. So stay safe. Do not get eaten.
I can't guarantee anything.
I would prefer you don't get eaten.
Okay. I'll do my best.
I'll see you shortly.
Alright. Bye. Alright, cool. I'm good.
I believe I would like to head up to the 6th floor next, actually. I had a weird vision when I was moving the ley line of someone in Einzbern that lived and worked here in the castle, and there was a strange lab where Justice was first born, I guess. Anyway, there's a lab on the 6th floor, or at least I'm fairly certain, and I'd like to check it out.
That works fine for me. We need to go up there to check on the proper terminal for the golem regardless. We can actually go up there from right here. There's stairs right in this room.
Really?
It's the scenic route, but it will work. Even though you're in a grotto, there's a door right there to the left as well. When you touch that door, it doesn't open. Oh, that's the library. I believe you need a key to get in.
Well, I wasn't interested before, but then you said library, and now I'm very curious.
As I understand it, the library contains the research from the original Einzberns. Once the golem took over, there really wasn't as much use for it. The golem essentially gathered all the information into himself and managed things from there. I don't actually know where the key is. The best guess that I would have would be to perhaps search the archivist quarters.
Well, since we can't go through this door, I guess let's go up.
Okay, so we are now moving on up to the 6th floor. And hey, look. It's a big old hallway.
This looks familiar to me, right?
Yeah. Your memory is triggering pretty immediately. You know that the room directly south of you on the other side of the door that's next to Penelope is where you spent all of that time with all of the tanks and all of that stuff. And then walking out in the hallway, you got the view of the lake. But then walking to, I guess, the left from the perspective of this map took you to the more main areas where you could eventually see out those windows that showed you the town. This is a routine walk that you took several times.
The place that I saw when I was experiencing the past, I guess. It's that door right in front of you. Should lead to that laboratory.
This is the room with the vats. It looks suspiciously exactly the same as how you remember them. Really, it's depressing how little has changed since the memories, even though that was 1,100 years ago.
Are there people in the vats?
As it turns out, yeah, there's some just sort of floating around in there. Seems like they've just been on standby for a while. So hey, there's a batch of homunculi waiting to be hatched. The devices that are used to control them are exactly the same as you remember them too. You can tell just from looking around that the ridiculous, chance encounter that you had that led to Justice being formed, they've changed no variables at all. They've been doing the exact same thing for 1,100 years, hoping to make it happen again. Off to the left of the map, you see that little raised area with a few pillars. Up at the top of that is a large black monolith up against the wall. Like just a giant black slab that all the light in the room hits, but none of it bounces back off of. It's kind of disturbing to stare at for too long because it's blacker than it should be. Back when Justice was first created, as more and more of the people started to lose hope, started to despair, they started killing themselves or running away and all of that kind of stuff, control of the castle was given over to an artificial intelligence. They didn't call it that at the time. Then the golems were created to allow it to actually walk around the castle and interact with stuff because it's just a big slab otherwise. It's simply standing there in place, huge and ominous, looking over the room. The golem body from downstairs, the one that was crushed outside, was really just a shell that the actual intelligence, the actual castle's master, was walking around on, and that might have been why it was willing to let it get crushed to send away the threat. presumably the core that was taken would be the thing that allows the big slab thing in front of you right now to connect to a body and control it. And that might be why you have to get it back.
Well, I believe this is, I guess, the brain of that golem. The core that we're looking for would allow the golem itself to connect to this slab.
Yes,
So,
that is accurate. That is Jubsta right. It's good to see that it's intact. That means that if we can just get the core back, we could, well, take on the difficult challenge of building a new body for it, but we could get it back online and it could get back to running the castle.
has anything been done recently with any of these? And I just gesture around to all the bodies. This looks exactly the same as the memories from 1100 years ago that I saw.
Now that you're looking, so way back before, they had a variety of different homunculi in them, but all of these ones look like Justies.
They all look like Justies. That's what the Einzberns have been doing since they made Justies, trying to remake her, right?
Yes, this is pretty much just where new homunculi come from. It's rather fortunate that we had as many on standby as we do, because if we can't get the golem working, this is it. None of us are built with the knowledge to build more homunculi. It's not one of the requirements for our tasks, so we don't know it.
Well, guess my curiosity has been sated. I wondered if this was any different. Odd though, this is advanced even for nowadays, and they had this room and all of this equipment 1100 years ago. Strange.
That I don't know enough about, unfortunately. I was literally born here, and she pats one of the tubes. Penelope, you roll me an Arcana check. Because this is the first time you've seen any of these things.
The fuck?
Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, you as an arcane mage have a little bit more insight into what's going on here. So you're pretty well traveled, and you've interacted with a lot of different mages in your time as a bard. There are kind of three major directions for European magic. The Clock Tower direction is the one that we most commonly see in different Fate media. All of the Magic of Solomon stuff, the stuff that has the circles and the big, 6-pointed stars or 7-pointed stars or what have you, depending on who's doing it. There's another group known as the Wandering Sea, and you don't know much of anything about them. They're more just a thing that you know about because you know stuff. They're purist, and they only believe in trying to recreate magic from the Age of Gods, which is hard, so no one really sees them very often. But the third one, and the one that's relevant here, is the Atlas Institute, which is actually based out of Egypt. They took a different branch of the Mages Association from the Clock Tower a long time ago. The Atlas Institute uses a weird magical technology blend. They're not afraid of the modern world. They're the ones who actually do modern magic stuff that's probably more in line with what you kind of think is cool anyway. They're the only ones you can think of who would be able to do something this sophisticated 1100 years ago. So you've got a pretty solid assumption here that if you want to know what's going on with this castle, you're going to have to go to Egypt or find someone else from Atlas and talk to them. In fact, you once met a traveling mage on your journeys who created a flying device that was more of a vacuum than a broom. In the case of this one, it's actually something that's very new for this period of time. The witch that you saw was flying around on what kind of looked like a Roomba. It's a bit odd if Atlas was involved, however, since presumably this would have been an investment for them that they just ignored for over 1,000 years. Another good question for the golem if we get him back online, I suppose. If you look out to the south, you're now looking down a bit over the courtyard from before. You can see Kwaku still sort of punching away at the tree via wraps and harvesting wood as he goes. You can also see the bird. Ainnash actually sees it placing some of the more choice pieces kind of on its back and in its feathers. And then it flies up and goes to one of the nearby towers.
I think our friend is making a nest. I don't know about letting it make a nest out of vampire tree wood. Eggs laid in it might turn into vampires.
I don't know how that works, but let's just go take a look over here. There's a tiny little balcony.
Am I close enough that he'll hear me if I call out to him?
You could try, you're pretty far away, but I believe in your ability to be loud too.
I did bring Speak with Animal. Cool. I will cast that. Bud friend, what are you doing?
It takes it a second, and then it turns, and it looks, and it flies over here. Build a nest.
Are you sure you should be using wood from that tree to build your nest?
Pretty wood.
Evil wood.
What is evil?
Bad. It might poison. If you lay eggs, it might poison them.
Sick wood.
Yes.
No good, no good. And then it'll fly off, and you can see little bits of wood get chucked off from the top. It's apparently abandoning that plan now. It's flown back over. Yeah, time is a bit of an odd concept for that bird. That bird is very old, but it doesn't know it.
Okay, so shall we...
You go down a few floors. This is a normal floor. Oddly enough, this floor is completely normal. You don't get any sense that there's weird stuff going on here. It's pretty dusty. Like, homunculi don't come up here anymore and clean or anything. Like, this whole area just seems to be unused. All right, so contrary to the hall that you were just in, this one is spotless, which is pretty neat because there's a bunch of stuff in it. As mentioned before, it seemed like you were looking for like the archivist to maintain the library, and this has a pretty good chance of being it. In the room, you can see there's a bed. Obviously, there's shelves. There's a lot of parchment sitting around on a desk. This stuff looks real old. The room itself, as I said, is completely clean. Also, in like the back left corner, there's something that it looks kind of like a globe that has a bunch of blues and greens in it. And there's some drawers and dressers.
I'm gonna start digging through the drawers and stuff.
You're gonna find a few things. First of all, you notice that the paper that's sitting out on the desk is made of the same kind of parchment, like really, really old parchment, that you've seen magic scrolls written on, which is pretty impressive because it means it's a piece of paper that isn't just going to fall apart with time. So that's neat. You find under that piece of paper an actual magic scroll. It is a scroll of comprehend languages.
Finally!
The thing to know about comprehend languages is one, like it's something that you can just cast from the scroll because it's on your spell list. When you cast the spell, the scroll's going to go away.
Oh no.
You only get to use it once. And an important thing that you need to understand, comprehend language is not the same as speak or write language. So you'll understand what people are telling you or what you're reading. You won't be able to reply.
You have to be touching the thing to read it, too.
It does make sense for the librarian to have one of these lying around, though. You kind of get the impression from the parchment next to it that the archivist probably created this for someone else. So while you're inspecting the room, you're looking around, you're going through the drawers and whatnot, you get pretty close to that sphere in the corner. You bump into it with your elbow by accident. And the second your elbow touches it, all of your clothes are clean. You are perfectly clean now. You feel refreshed.
Cool. I'm gonna put my head out the door. So, I guess we don't need a shower.
What?
Look at me, I'm clean!
Oh, how did that happen?
There's a weird ball thing in here. I hit it with my elbow, and suddenly I'm clean. This room is also super clean compared to the rest of this hallway. Also, I found a scroll.
Are you like holding up the scroll to show it to her?
Yeah.
Okay, when you do that, something falls out of the scroll.
Oh, hey, look, a key!
A small iron key fell out of that. It was wrapped up in it before.
Suppose that could be for the library.
Yeah, probably.
Yes, show me this ball.
Yeah. It's this thing.
So this thing in front of you is called a cleansing stone. It's relatively common in the world of mages because it was more prominent prior to the invention of soap. Like, soap has been around, obviously, but it wasn't convenient to just, use all the time. Whenever you touch it, it will remove all the dirt and grime from you. It cleans you up. It cleans you and your clothes and anything you're carrying. It just cleans it right off. It's set up here in this thing kind of like a globe, but you could just pull it out and walk away with it if you felt like it. It would make sense for an archivist to have that since they don't want to get smudges on stuff.
I'll reach out and touch it.
It immediately cleans you off. All of the blood from your own wound disappears, all of the dirt and grime.
Handy. Well, this archivist won't be needing this stone, so if, unless you want it, Penelope, I'll just be... very convenient.
I mean, go for it.
It's in my bag.
Just let me borrow it every now and then, okay?
Sure, definitely.
Yeah. Cool. We found what's probably the key. We found a tiny shower,
Yes,
basically.
We found all that we're going to find here.
Yeah, let's get out of here. It's kind of dusty.
Did you find the key?
We found a key.
That's probably it then. We don't have too many keys here. Are you guys just heading up to the library?
Yep.
Yeah.
To the library.
To the library.
All right. In that case, Echo's gonna open the door right in front of you.
I like how we both started heading.
Like, yeah, let's go. And then,
Welcome to another coat room. Up over here is the archivist office, and then the big room is the actual library. You are free to use the key on the door, or you can go in the archivist office, or we can go explore.
I'll use the key on the door.
It fits. All right, so you open the door. Here is the deal with the library. This is very much an old library. Like you were walking in maybe expecting shelves full of books, standing upright, and all that kind of stuff from a modern library. But this library is over 1,000 years old. And as such, it is more in line with the technology of libraries at the time. Apparently, they did not go to the Atlas Institute for the Dewey Decimal System. They are very much what libraries were like in the 900s. There are shelves, but the shelves have books sitting flat on them, not up on the sides. And they're not really books in the normal sense so much as blocks of wood with parchment sandwiched between them sitting flat. Also, the second you stepped through that sort of purple line, you felt the small amounts of dust that you got on you from looking in those other rooms immediately disappear. Feels exactly like when you touched that stone upstairs, but it seems to be affecting the entire area. You can see big black curtains at the top part covering the windows so that no light's getting in. It's actually pretty dark in here. Annis can see okay. Penelope is pretty blind.
Okay, I can't see.
Well, I guess. So we can either use your phone, we can use those lanterns, or we can move the curtains and see what happens.
I didn't even know there were curtains. Where do you see curtains?
Here.
Pulls out her phone and starts trying to use it as a flashlight.
One thing that you can see just waving your phone over it, and something that Annis could see anyway, those big block books are actually sealed behind glass. You don't actually see a way to remove the books.
I will move the curtains. Like pull them over to the side to let some light in, I guess.
When the light comes in, you notice that as it hits the glass stays exactly as dim as it was before. The glass is preventing light from getting in and touching the books. Do you see any books that are about making golems?
I can see the books to read them because of my dark vision, right?
What you can see are labels on the glass. It's like etched into the glass telling you what each book is. You can't actually get to the books and thumb through them, but as you look over them, the collection of books here is pretty fascinating for you. It's a lot of books that are really, really old on a variety of different kinds of magecraft. Like most of them you can tell are related to alchemy. You kind of recognize the names of the people that wrote them largely on like mage world. These are not like public domain books or books that most people could find. These are things that you can tell were like tomes gathered, presumably directly from the sources. You do eventually find one. You can find the translation for the German stone man, and you can extrapolate that they're talking about a golem. But you can't physically get to it because of the glass.
Well, I found one about golems, but I can't get to it to read it.
Does the case open?
That's a good question.
It does not. You don't see any way to actually physically get to the books. It's almost like they've been sealed in.
No, it doesn't appear to open. At least I can't find a way to open it.
Okay, so what if, please tell me if this is a dumb idea, what if we break the glass? What if it's like one of those, like, break glass in case of emergency kind of situation?
Well, the book is over 1,000 years old, so possible it would crumble to dust the instant we touch it.
I wonder if there's anything in that office that could help us. Maybe not one of these keys, but like a key to get in the case, maybe?
Does it even look like there is a any mechanism to open the case?
You don't see a mechanism to do it, but you do know just from interacting with other mages that if there is one, it might not be a physical, visible one.
Unless they intentionally sealed this in here without any way of getting in to read it, there might be some way of getting it that's not breaking the glass.
Penelope's just like making a punching motion. Are you sure?
We can have that as our plan B.
Okay.
Wonder if we should get Kwaku. He seems like he would rather enjoy this library.
Yeah, he is a big old nerd.
Maybe he can send his spider into one of the cases and have it flip the pages for us.
You don't think there's enough room to actually flip it open? They're pretty narrow.
That was my thought, was maybe there's a magical means to open and read it without needing to remove it. Nope, okay.
Well, there might be. As noted again, these are mages. It might just not be obvious. You notice that in the smallest possible sense, there's a slight scratch on one of them right next to where the book is on the glass. Like something had been pressed against it several times in exactly the same spot. When you look at a few other ones, you see the same thing. Like something has been pushed up against this glass.
Okay, I'm gonna mention this to Annis.
Maybe not a key necessarily, but seems like there's something that lets people get into these. Yeah, we should probably check that archivist's office. It seems likely the best place for that sort of thing to be.
You can get in the office using the same key. Even though you don't see a picture of it here, the office actually has a desk in it. The desk has a lock in it. It's the same size as the one that you used to get in the room.
Gonna try the lock.
You did it. There's a few things in it. First up, there is a stick. Next to the stick is another one of those books similar to the ones you see in the room. It's got wood bindings on the side of it. Real old. So that and a stick are sitting in the desk.
Gonna very carefully open the book.
Ennis is basically right behind her.
When you open the book, this is what you find inside.
God, I can't read any of this.
Wait, that's the German newspaper. Are you sure that's what I find?
It is what you find.
That's the same German newspaper.
It's the exact same German newspaper as the one you found on the train that you have in your bag right now.
I will pull it out and compare because I cannot believe that.
They're identical.
This is the newspaper from the train. This
What?
is the exact newspaper from the train. The room looks untouched, right?
Yeah.
How did...
So when you flip through it, you can see it's about 24 pages long, and it matches the first 24 pages of your newspaper.
Weird.
Echo, you said nobody's been here in a while, right?
That's correct. No one really uses this. I think the last person to come in this room was probably Kiritsugu 11 years ago.
What is that newspaper?
2 days?
Oh, what?
3 days?
Yeah, it was the current newspaper. That was just from the day that you were on the train.
I got it from the train.
Oh.
We should definitely get Kwaku. I think this is definitely magic. My best guess is that it magically displays the news so that the people in the castle can keep up with current events.
Also, this is in there. She picks up the stick.
That, I think, might get us into the books.
Gotta go try the stick.
Oh dear. I guess I'll go get Kwaku.
Holding the stick, you can tell that it is a wand. You don't really know what the wand's go word is.
Oh no! He's just gonna use the wand to poke.
Are you just poking it? Okay, yeah, you poke it. It gets poked.
Echo!
Don't look at me. I don't use the library. I don't even go in.
You know more German than I do.
That's true.
Do you have any idea of any words that might work?
Not particularly. It's not my kind of magic.
Oh, damn it.
We're doing the two cuts back and forth, where it's just it cuts to Penelope poking the glass with the stick, cuts to Annis casually walking down the stairs, cuts to Penelope freaking out and yelling at it, cuts to Annis casually walking down the hallway towards Kwaku.
Just saying any German word you can remember, regardless.
9. Dankeschön. Kindergarten. Schnitzel. Just gonna go back into the office and just explore around and see if there's anything else in there that might help. Maybe like a password or something.
You are free to look.
Penelope's just gonna like sigh and huff and like cross her arms and be like, damn it! Like go back in there and start poking the glass again.
While you're poking the glass, you notice that indentions in the glass are a bit larger than the end of the wand.
Shit. Okay, so I don't think that's gonna work.
Okay, about this point, you can get back with Kwaku, assuming you told him what you were doing.
We found a library, and there's a book that has an exact copy of what my newspaper from the train reads as.
What?
Yes, it's very weird. There's an exact copy of that newspaper, and I don't know how it got in here, other than magically. We found a book about golems and can't get to it, and I figured your expertise was probably necessary.
Cool, you've caught him up now.
Penelope?
Penelope's just like in the closet, just like sniffling, like, I can't do this, guys.
Are you okay?
I can't get anything to work. I don't know German. I can't do this.
So anyway, here's the book.
Okay, so you hand him the book.
From the train, but it's this newspaper.
Alright, so you're holding the newspaper and you've handed him the book.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When he opens the book, it has different writing in it.
What? Excuse my language. What the shit? It's writing I don't recognize.
The writing is in Japanese.
Do you have any books with you or on you?
Yes, I've got a book that I picked up when I was in Japan recently.
Is it that?
Oh, it is.
Penelope, do you have any books?
I don't. I'm gonna open this one.
You're gonna open what?
The book that everybody else has been looking at.
What is it blank or?
That's what I want to know.
This is gonna kind of give it away, but which of them are you standing closer to?
I mean, Kwaku had the book, so probably him.
Okay, well then it's still in Japanese.
Oh shit, it's more stuff I can't read.
When you lean over and you show it to Annis in Japanese, the page flips and it's back to the German newspaper.
Wait,
Is that
hold on.
just displaying the closest book?
Maybe.
I believe so.
Oh my god!
Oh wait, yes,
She
that's
just,
how
like,
we read.
Penelope just takes the book and like bolts into the library.
That's it. That's how we read. That's how we read the book. Oh, you're a genius, Penelope.
Just holds it up to the glass and is like, let me see the book.
And it shows you the contents of a book.
I can't read
The
this.
language.
You still can't read it, but yes, you can see what's presumably inside of these sealed away books, so long as that is the closest book to it.
Guys, it works.
I'm gonna come over and see if I can read it. I'll definitely set down the newspaper and walk over.
So you're looking at the Golem book?
Yes, can I read it?
You can. It is in German, but you can piece together the German even though it's very old. It's got a series of ingredients, the things that you would need to make one, and then to bind a soul to it.
I'm gonna write down the recipe.
Normally when people make golems, it takes a manual, and one of the last steps building a golem is to destroy the manual. But in this case, the fact that you're able to copy it to parchment means this is different. You normally can't copy a golem manual. There's something
Right.
magic about them. But in this case, it's not like that. This is a different kind of golem than all of the kinds of golem you've ever heard of before.
Obviously, there are weird ingredients.
Oddly enough, they're not super strange or foreign concept things. You're not gonna have to go on like a crazy quest. One thing that is critical is that core. If you have the core from the previous golem, you just build a new body around it so that you don't actually have to do all of the crazy advanced magic to bind a soul to it or any of that. You're just essentially building a new body for it. And you can do that using a lot of materials that are more commonly available for alchemists.
Well, I've got the recipe to make it a new body, but we do still need that core.
Echo's taking a look over your shoulder at this list. We might actually have a lot of this in storage. The old man tends to have things like that around. It would make sense for him to have enough pieces to make a new one. Out of curiosity, is Penelope still carrying around that stick?
Yes. Kwaku,
Yes?
I found one.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know what to do with it.
He's gonna reach out and pick it up, and he's just gonna give it a quick inspection, and then he's gonna hand it back to you.
Wand of magic detection. Ooh.
That's probably very useful for an archivist.
I guess it's mine now.
This wand has 3 charges in it. When you're holding it, you can spend a charge and an action to cast Detect Magic. and then every day it'll regain 1d3 charges. Detect Magic itself is a concentration spell that lasts up to 10 minutes, so if you already have another concentration thing going and you use it, then it'll break your concentration. You get a 30-foot radius of determining if there is magic.
Fun.
I'm just gonna browse through the rest of the books and see if there are anything that are interesting.
You personally might find one of the books a little more interesting than the others because that book is entitled The Lady of the Lake. Interestingly enough, it's over on a shelf immediately adjacent to that exit that goes into the grotto.
Yeah, we'll definitely just kind of flip through it and see what catches my eye.
You only really get 24 pages out of this. All of the books here are short because of the process that goes into them. It might matter more if you're trying to like crib a novel in a Barnes & Noble. The Lady in the Lake book, as you're reading over it, it's in Old German. It specifically refers to the students of the lake. There are people that have learned their magic directly from the Lady of the Lake of Arthurian mythology. The way that it works is, for whatever reason, they get her favor, and she appears to them in bodies of water. They look into the water and they can see her on the other side of it as if there's a reflection for someone who isn't actually standing next to them. And she is the one that teaches them magic. And then there's a small cautionary tale in it about someone who stared into a lake and fell in love with her and in an attempt to join her drowned. They're all at different lakes. Like, the only thing consistent is that they're bodies of water that are smooth enough that you can see a reflection. And that each time this happens, it's at night on a full moon.
Penelope comes back with, like, an armful of clothes. Find anything good?
Tales of the Lady of the Lake is in the one from Arthurian legend, I believe.
The what now?
The Lady of the Lake. She gave off a sword.
Oh.
It's just a collection of short stories. Nothing.
What does it say about?
She appears in the lake at night during a full moon. If you look into the lake, you will see her, in the reflection, you will see her standing behind you. And she will teach you a magic, but don't fall in love with her because you will drown.
That's, okay, so funny thing about that's kind of how I learned the stuff I know.
By looking into a lake?
Kind of? I had this teacher who, like, we went to a lake at one point, and then there was, like, some kind of lady in the water. Oh my god! Yeah, no, that's her.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's totally her.
You met the Lady of the Lake.
I guess
Interesting.
so.
Was she nice?
I guess.
Annis can also make an Arcana check. At one point, you did encounter a druid who had abilities a little bit outside of the stuff that you were used to. Through the course of discussion with them, you kind of got the impression that maybe they'd made a deal with someone who might have taught them some tricks in exchange for service. Knowing everything that you know about the Fae, this makes sense if the Lady of the Lake is still around and making deals with people. One thing that I didn't describe before that might help you now. When you were copying over all of the information about the golem, you did get a sketch in there of what the core looks like.
She probably would have sketched what the core looked like.
Is that what we're looking for?
I believe so.
You're a good artist.
Oh, thank you.
How do you think it would get away from the body? It's something that he might have taken out so that it wasn't crushed, but something would have to move it. Or I guess he could have just left it lying around somewhere, but that sounds unlikely given how important it is.
Well, I don't have it prepared for today, but in the morning I have locate object. So I could pass that to see if we could find it.
I don't really think we're leaving immediately anyway. I suppose someone's going to have to build this new golem, and that's probably going to be me based on the present company, so I'll be here for a while.
I don't really have any pressing anything going on.
I don't have anything pressing going on, but my manager did show up. He figured out where we ended up. He's over at the saloon. I just have to call him and let him know if we're gonna be a few days.
Annis and Penelope, both of you make an intelligence check. I want to see if you remember something. Penelope, while you're thinking back to calling your manager at the saloon, it occurs to you that a few days ago when you first got here, you met a man from the Mages Association who asked you to go take care of a ghost problem before he has to call in the Mages Association for help.
Well, we took care of the ghost situation.
You did, but no one told him that.
Oh my
That's-
god, we need to talk to Crosby.
Um,
Hold on. Does anybody
I-
know the number for the saloon?
Coville?
I don't even know the number for the saloon.
I don't use phones.
I thought so.
Wait, hold on. I could just call my manager. He's got his phone on him. And I could tell him to go look for Crosby. Alright, she's gonna...
You can take the shortcut to the phone now.
Meow.
Alright, so you calling them back?
Calling him back.
Yes, hello?
Hi, it's me again.
Are you still safe?
As far as I know.
Good, good.
Okay, I have a huge favor to ask of you.
Okay.
There's this guy. He's probably around there at the saloon somewhere. His name is Crosby. He works with the Mages Association. We came out to this castle to kind of help him with a thing, and we forgot to tell him that we actually finished the thing we were doing. And if we didn't tell him that we finished or didn't come back, he was gonna call the Mages Association to come in, and we don't want that. So can you find him?
I'll take a look around. Like, I'm actually just arriving now. I'll head inside.
Okay.
You can hear him walking up. He opens the door and you can hear some general rumbling in the background.
Howdy, partner.
You can hear the groaning of everyone in the room except for Gunter. You can sort of hear a little bit of back and forth.
Yes, I'm looking for a Crosby. Oh, hey there. Who are you?
And you can sort of hear this going on in the background as he's explaining the situation back and forth.
Okay. So it's good then. I believe so, yes. Yes, I believe. But whatever the situation that I don't understand is has been taken care of.
Put me on the phone with him.
Oh, right, yes, of course. Here you are, sir.
We did it.
Oh, hey, you're on the other end of this thing, alright. So you took care of all of the spooky problems.
Yep, we did.
Good, did you get hurt? Is everything okay?
I mean, a tree is dead.
Is it supposed to be dead? Because that does happen to those over time.
It needed to be dead. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay, that's a weird thing to tell me, but I believe... Was the tree the reason there were ghosts?
Yeah.
But that's a weird trait for a tree.
Yeah, no, it was an evil tree, kind of. It was draining mana from, like, a bunch of things.
That's not what trees are supposed to do.
No.
Okay, but you killed it.
I mean, yeah, I threw grenades at it.
You have grenades?
I do now!
You found grenades? So what you're telling me, though, is that there's no more ghosts, so I don't need to call in a cleanup team and then have a very miserable weekend.
Absolutely not. Do not call them.
Good, because I was gonna have to soon. You kind of disappeared on me for a few days.
Not my fault. There was a tree.
Yeah, I'm gonna have questions about that later. So, are you coming back? Like, should I expect to see you here?
I mean, we will be back soonish.
Okay, because if I don't get those earrings back, my daughter's gonna be pissed.
Oh no, you will get them back, I promise.
Okay, well, I guess I'll just stay here for a day or two, and if you're gonna be away longer, I guess call this nice gentleman, assuming he'll be here, and he'll let me know.
Yeah, he'll take care of you. Don't worry.
If you say so, I'm just gonna be here eating this chili for good or ill.
Crosby, do me a favor.
Yeah?
What's the number for the saloon?
Let me check.
You hear him leaning over.
Hey, cowboy, what do people use to call you? No. Number, not mean words. What do they call to get you with number on the phone? Okay, is that like with a one? Oh, okay, just making sure because German's not my first language either. All right. Okay.
All right, then he comes back with you.
Okay, so here is the number.
And then he spits out a bunch of numbers in German at you.
Alright, and she just punches this into her BlackBerry. Alright, cool. So yeah, you hang tight for a couple of days. We'll be back with your earrings so your daughter doesn't try and like set you on fire.
She would do it. She's adorable, and I love her. She is also capable of a lot.
I need to meet this child.
She takes a lot after her mother, who is very much capable of burning people. It's why I love her, but also why I fear her.
You hang tight. We'll bring you your earrings.
But just to confirm, all of the ghost problems are gone.
As far as I am aware.
Okay, because I'm gonna report that they're gone, and if any ghosts show up and after I say that there's no more ghosts, that's gonna be problematic for everyone here, because then they're not gonna believe me when I say there's no more ghosts anymore.
If you tell them we've got it under control, that should be fine.
Do the Einzberns have their ghosts under control?
Yes.
That is good enough.
Okay.
This man has been staring at me for a while now, and I think he wants his phone back, so I'm gonna give it to him. Okay, based on what I overheard there, because he didn't understand that speakerphone was on, I take it it'll be a little bit before you get back. So I'm just going to get a room, like I said before, and I will wait. But if you need me to come to you, just let me know.
Will do. I'll keep you updated. Now that I actually have a way to update you.
Yes, that's good. I'm glad you're safe. While you're out here, if you come up with any new songs or anything that we could use, then I can write this off as a business expense.
Oh, hell yeah. Give me 10 minutes, I'll come up with something.
I know you will. That's why you're wonderful.
Then I will see you when I see you.
All right, very good. Just check in at least once a day.
Don't eat the chili.
Okay.
Right. Later.
While you were doing all of that, Annis has been perusing books again. Most of the books that you actually find in here are reminiscent of fairy tales or epics. You kind of get the impression that the Einzberns already had a decent collection of things like this before they got the idea to do a Holy Grail War. You find a book that is going into Norse mythology. It's telling the tale of Siegfried and the Valkyries, which is fitting for the region that you're in now. But there's one thing in it that stands out to you. Something about it just seems important to you, and it's the mention of the Rheingold. The hero Siegfried, who slays a dragon and does a lot of generally heroic things, but one day he is betrayed. That leads to his downfall, and then the actual story following that goes into a tale of what happened with that dragon's treasure. But the important thing to take away from this, from the way that you're reading it now, the gold itself is cursed. It seems to be a curse that falls on anyone who tries to amass it all. You know, you obviously can't touch the book itself, but because you're getting an imprint of the book, you can see that someone touched this book at some point, and the page describing the cursed gold seems to have gotten more attention than the rest of them.
Take this opportunity. Sleep in a nice, cozy bed. And then wake up in the morning, find this thing, get this done.
It's like a plan to me. I can make some food.
Yes, the kitchens are downstairs.
I mean, and I just reach into my backpack and pull out the thermos. We do still have
No.
the chili.
No,
The yeehaw chili.
absolutely not.
I feel it's going to be less of a headache. Just relax and get some sleep, and then I'll use the locate spell, and hopefully we will find it. It'll be a quick process after that, hopefully. But we can probably use pieces of the old body as well to make the new body. What wasn't totally crushed.
When he heard you talking about that part, Kwaku's gonna kind of walk in. I guess I'll go get the kitchen ready, since you're probably going to want to eat soon. It'll be down on the second floor, you can't miss it. So she's gonna go that way, Kwaku's gonna walk in here, and he's gonna hold his hand up and he's gonna wait until you can't hear Echo walking down the stairs anymore. And then he's gonna lean into the two of you and go, okay, so do we want to make the golem the same as the old one? Or do we want to make it not an asshole? I feel like this is an ethical gray area.
Making it not an asshole will make it easier to get answers to our questions.
The core is going to still connect back to that obelisk upstairs. Ultimately, all the information that this golem possesses is in that. But I think the golem body determines more of the demeanor. Also, if I'm being honest, I feel like the way the Einzberns have worked of doing the same thing over and over again forever is an absolute failure of priorities.
They've been trying for over 1,000 years, and they haven't yet been able to replicate what happened to make Justice. They need to do something different.
Well, what worries me is that the one thing they've done differently in the last few hundred years is the Holy Grail War, which
True.
has quite the body count at this point. I don't think something as primary as their desire to achieve the root can be changed. Like, that's built into mages. It's just what we do. And the Holy Grail War seems to be their goal for doing it. So I don't think we could get away from that. But I do think we could adjust their priorities slightly, and that might help. Now, again, ethical gray area, but I'm kind of in favor of it.
I mean, I'm in favor also. It's really Akoviel or the ghost that we have to ask about this. She seemed like she wasn't very fond of how the golem operated, too.
Based on the stories that you told me that you saw outside, it sounded like the golem was willing to send a small girl to the wolves to teach a lesson.
But that's not good.
If you're going to be the one building the golem, you could just say that you don't know how to make them be assholes. You know, all you know is how to make them be nice, like Raps.
Yeah, Raps is the good boy.
I'll see what I can do. Obviously, if I make too big of a change, it may reject the body, but I'll do what I can. I think it would probably also be better if we don't use the same exact model as the old one. I get the impression that it does age, and creating it as an old man feels cruel. Perhaps if the two of you would like to weigh in, we could come up with something a bit different for... Well, I suppose if that was Oct, then this would be Noin. I believe it is Noin. I don't know. This is not my first language, or my third, or my fifth.
How many languages do you know?
Sufficient. I say if we're going to do this, we created at the very least a younger body and perhaps a more sunny disposition.
If we create him as a little boy...
You want to Pinocchio the golem?
No, I was just thinking that younger children have more of a better disposition, and then it would, take much longer for it to become an old man.
That's fine by me. It might take less resources if it's physically smaller. Well, it sounds like we have a plan then.